Hello, hey guys, just checking in. Welcome. Yeah, something different. I'm out in the road, so figured can't get back to the office. It's 12 o'clock, Tuesday, 12 o'clock. We'll be checking and see what's going on. Just here for a couple of minutes, actually, to encourage you. Come on in. Welcome. Here, 12. Welcome. Out and about, taking care of business, but I do have a commitment, 12 noon, checking on my people, my family. How's everybody doing out there? So while I'm out, heading to another appointment, in between appointments, just wanted to jump on to let you know that all is well, and to again say happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I hope your Father's Day was great. Those of us who don't have fathers or lost our fathers, I'm praying that you still get through. Some of us are still feeling it through the week. It's going to be hard, but keep your head up, be encouraged. It never gets easy when you're missing a loved one and when you lose a loved one. My Father's Day was crazy. I lost my uncle. So already accepting, my dad's been dead since 2014. So yeah, like 8 years. 6 years? What's it? 14 and 22, 8 years. So not having him, I mean, I'm not used to it, but I'm getting better. But it caught me off guard that his oldest brother passed. So yeah, I'm dealing with that, and it was kind of a little rough this year for me, but I'm okay. So I know there's a lot of people that's dealing with not having their fathers, and it's understandable. It's part of life. We have to go through. It's part of the process that we have to deal with. So, like I said, I hope everybody's Father's Day was awesome. And I also noticed that this year, for the restaurants that I actually called to go to, they were like packed, a wait list. So that's a good sign that, some guys are being recognized. Some dads are doing better. Children are actually probably having relationships with their fathers now and taking them out. So it was good to see a change for once. It's not all about Mother's Day. But just wanted to just say happy Father's Day. If I didn't get a chance to, because I did not send out messages. I did not send out a blast to a lot of people. So those of you who have played a very instrumental part of my life, especially after my father transitioned, and have been there for me, I could name a lot of names, but then a lot of people that are in ministry who I look up to, brothers, uncles. Happy Father's Day to you, belated. I appreciate you. I love you all. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for stepping up to the plate. Thank you for having my back. Thank you for the love, the concern, and the support. So just touching and acknowledging, because I didn't do it on Sunday, and that's why, because I was dealing with some family issues. But again, I love you all, and happy belated Father's Day. Now moving forward, I just wanted to encourage everybody to stay doing what you're doing. And sometimes you don't understand everything that comes along, and then we have to have a reality check. And when you get your reality check, don't always think that it's no good. A reality check helps you to get back in line when we step out of line. And a reality check could be anything. It could be how your friends look at you, how you're perceived, how others look at you, what they feel when they talk to you. Sometimes you have to be checked in the reality of how you are when you come at people, what you say, how they perceive you, what's your tone, So reality checks are definitely needed in life, and when you get them, don't get mad. Just adjust to it. Make things right, do things better. Take a list analyze the pros and the cons, what I did right, what I didn't do right, what I could have did better, and go from there. So yeah, reality checks are definitely needed in this life. And during the reality check, when you start to analyze and then do things different or try to go back and set things right, you want to also, like I said last week, it's based off of the decisions that we make when you're doing a reality check, and then you go back and you analyze, and then the decisions, when you own them. Now with the reality check, what we're doing is making things better, not repeating our mistakes. Sometimes we get caught up in situations and caught up in life, and we don't think things through. Sometimes you just get stuck in a situation, or you just see the lights and the glam and everything else, and you don't focus. You lose focus because you think you are focused. And then with someone that where you stand and what they see and what's being done on the outside looking in, and then that's when you sit there and you just fix it. You should fix it, but a lot of us don't. We say we're going to do better, but then we really don't. Sometimes we just calm down for the moment and then go back to where we were. We don't want to do that. Let's try to actually say, I'm going to do better and do better. And it doesn't take a lot to do better. Just purpose in your mind, purpose in your heart to do better, purpose in our thinking to do better. If we purpose and make that the goal, it will actually fall in and it will actually work. But a lot of us just say it because it sounds good. I'm going to do better. I know I used to say it a lot. I still say it. And there's moments where we say things for the moment to get us out of a situation. We got to stop that too. It's a part of a reality check. Don't allow yourself to fall back into the same situation over and over again. It's insane to expect different results, but keep doing the same thing over and over again. So, trying to move forward, adjusting off of a reality check, whether it be something that we like, something that we don't like. And most times we don't like to be checked. We don't like to be told that we're right. We're wrong. We want to be told we're right, even though we know we're wrong, which is crazy, but it's the reality of what it is. No one wants to be told they're wrong. Why? Why you don't want nobody telling you you're wrong? Nothing says that we have to be right all the time. And it's okay to be wrong. The reality is that this is a learning process. Every day is going to be different. No day is going to be the same. You have to learn something on this road that we're called life and this journey that we're on. So if you're not learning something, then what are you doing? You're wasting time. If you're not doing and living to be effective instead of effective, what are you doing? So I'd rather someone come and tell me, you hurt my feelings. And then I'll say, well, what did I do? I apologize. Now, do I continue to hurt their feelings knowing what I did? That should never be our purpose. That should never be our goal. But does it happen at times? Yes. And when it's happened and when you are made aware of it, an apology is needed. Oh, you said you was coming to do this. You said you was coming to do that. And you didn't do this. You didn't do that. Okay, we can hold people to what they fall short on, but you don't want nobody to hold you responsible to what you fall short on. Again, life is a process. And we have a habit of saying, trust the process. Trust what God is doing. Trust what's happening in your life. You don't understand everything, and we're not supposed to understand everything. But at the end of the day, we're supposed to still trust the process. How do I trust what I can't see? How do I trust where I don't know where I'm going? How do I trust when I don't know what my next day entails? When I laid down last night hysterical because of what I was dealing with? How do I trust that when I wake up, I'm not going to fall into a deep depression? How do I trust? This is the things that we're constantly asking ourselves. How do we trust? This is why the Lord told us to lean unto him and not to our own understanding. We will never know everything that God has in store for us. We will never know everything that he has planned, for he knows. I expect the end. And this is why we have to trust the process. Walk by faith, not by sight. I told you a couple of weeks ago, you're going to have trials, you're going to have tribulations, you're going to have persecutions. But that song says what? I'll be faithful. God's faithful to you, but can we be faithful to him through everything that we have allowed ourselves to get into? Everything that we have caused upon ourselves, because everything that we go through, God is not destined for us to go through. There are some things that we bring upon ourselves by doing things that we should not have done, but God is faithful and goes with us through these things. And that's the part we don't realize. We blame everything and say, God did this, or the devil did it. No. Some things, the devil, we give him too much credit. A lot of things we just did, just thinking randomly, acting out of our own will, our own flesh, our own desires. In this flesh dwelleth no good thing. And when we constantly give in to our flesh, when we constantly allow our flesh to take over, when we constantly just cave and we don't pray and we allow it to rise, that's when problems happen. That's when things happen. I am only speaking from experience. Only things I tell you when I'm up here encouraging you, that's why I say I'm encouraging you, because I speak from experience. These are the things that I've dealt with, or I've had to watch people go through, or I had to minister to people to help get them out or get them through. I didn't know at the time that I was ministering, because at that time, that was not my mind frame. It was just always, being there as a supportive friend, being there as the buddy, being there as, just someone goes to church, and then as the PK growing up in the neighborhood, things like that. And then people knowing just your history and your background, they just pick up the phone and call you because they know you go to church. So when we're finding ourselves in these situations and someone says, oh, just trust the process, oh, just go through, don't get upset. Just do it. Try to understand what they're saying and do it. Trust the process. Go through. It's, like I said, it's never, no one said this road would be easy. No one said it would be, no one said it would be topsy-turvy. That's true. No one said it was going to be a shuffle. I get that part too. But at the end of the day, we still have to understand that it is what it is. And in life, we have to just adjust and deal with it. Deal with it the best way we can. And then if you don't know at that moment what to do, pray. If you don't know what to do, get your Bible, read. My father used to always tell me there's always an answer in the Word of God. His Word has so much instructions. That Bible is literally a guide to our living. The Bible will give you so much insight. But the problem is we don't read it. We want just the man or the woman of God to come across the pulpit and just tell us everything, instead of us beginning to sit down and understand and try to seek. For we was told, what? In all thy ways get an understanding. Read the Word. Pray about it. When you read it, pray and ask God to help you understand. It will give you insight on this road, especially when you're beginning to trust and trying to figure out what you're doing and what's going on, and your lefts and your rights and these turns that we make on this road, how we feel everything is caused by another entity instead of just owning it. And we go again. You made a decision. You followed the path you chose. Like I said last week, own it. And then when you own it, you just do what you got to do to get out of it. Stay with God while you're going through it, whatever it is. Don't give up. A lot of women this weekend dealt with the father, the absent fathers, which was, I personally, excuse me, have not had to suffer from that to an extent that I know a lot of people have to suffer, in regards to young women that are dealing with absent fathers. But that's a trial that they're dealing with. That's their life situation that they're dealing with at this moment. Understanding or feeling like they're the ones that are wrong. Understanding and feeling like it's their fault because the father was absent. So that's a trial, a dilemma, a situation that they are accepting. And a lot of them are putting it on themselves. But while they're in it, I just spoke to a young woman and I said, don't blame yourself because you decided, you can say I made a decision, because she said that I made a decision to believe and accept what this man said to me. I made a decision to believe and accept that he was going to be there for these kids. I made a decision to believe and accept and trust his word. Grant you did that, but don't beat yourself up. Don't get mad at yourself and say, oh, I'm a fool. You're not a fool. You made a decision to trust someone's word. And unfortunately, the young man is not doing what he said. And, what do we do at this point? We don't stop living. We have to still live. So because something doesn't go our way, we don't stop living. Because something doesn't look until what we want it to look, we don't stop living. A lot of us do. A lot of us get depressed. A lot of us get sad. But no, don't do that. Don't fall into the trap of the enemy and just give up on your life. Give up on living. Give up on yourself. No. You push. Push through. Push forward. That's what I had to tell her. Like, stop blaming yourself. You're only one person. You are accountable for the decisions you made, and you trusted him. That was the decision you made. Okay. And when you realize that it's not going to plan, what did you do? Backup plan. You got on your feet. You got established. You're taking care of your children. You doing what you have to do. You give him to God. And you just pray and just ask God to help you, give you the strength. Now, I'm not saying she's not wrong for feeling how she feels, because that's a personal thing. But I can just say, hey, I can get upset because I don't like to hear people venting and hear them upset and hurting because of a decision that they made, but they did it based off of what someone else said. We made a decision to go forward together, to be in a relationship, to be in a union, to be in a marriage. And then all of a sudden your partner, your spouse just decide, I don't want to do this no more, or I'm not going to hold my part of the bargain. Then it leaves you carrying your part, and then there's a weight that's not been assigned, a weight that's just hanging that somebody has to pick up. So what do? You pick it up. You take on that task. You take on that weight because you are the responsible one. Just call it what it is. You're responsible. So because you're responsible, you do what you have to do, but you feel the weight, you feel the burden, you feel the pull, you feel the tug. And I totally understand that. But I'm here to tell you, don't give up. God sees everything that you are doing. God sees everything that you have sacrificed. God sees how you have labored, how you have cried, those tears, those liquid, when you stand up and you're like, God, help me, Lord, I don't understand. Oh, God, I can't do this no more. And then all of a sudden you have the strength the next day. You understand why. God hears. He sees and he knows all. No, this might not have been the plan for you in his eyes, but because you decided to do what you did, he did not forsake you. He stood by you and allowed you to do what you did, and he is helping you through the situation. He's helping you through this trial that you brought upon yourself. So we're not going to say the devil did it. We're not going to say God did it. We're going to own that we did it, that we set ourselves on this side of the road. So we took a turn. Things didn't happen. You stepped to the plate. Unfortunately, he's not there. She's not there. Whatever it may be. But it's part of the process. Unfortunately, it's a process that you have made for yourself on this side of the road, but it's still part of the process. So when you go through it, you keep on keeping on. As long as you keep God by your side, I promise you, it may seem dark, but eventually you'll see light at the end of the tunnel. There's going to be some good days, and then we have to stop saying that there's no good days. There are good days. It's just not what you wanted it to be. But there are good days, because there's days where you probably thought you wasn't going to make it. Literally, 6 o'clock in the morning, you get up, you hit your knees. By 12 noon, you're done. You're done with everybody. You're done with your bosses. You're done with everything. You just want to quit. Those are days. Or even before 12 noon, you just like, I'm over it. Those are those days that I'm talking about, where those are the bad days. Then there's some days where nothing goes wrong. And you're like, oh my God, today's a beautiful day. Today was awesome. Oh my God. Then you got tough days. Like I said, Sunday was tough for me. Not because my dad's been gone 8 years. I'm dealing with that. I've accepted that because I know where he's at. I have no doubt where my parents are at. But I deal with that. But because I had to deal with my uncle transitioning on Father's Day, it just hit a little different. Because uncle's gone and my dad's gone. One left. So there's going to be some times where something might happen on a particular day that will give you an extra impact that make you just want to quit. That's why I say sometimes you will have bad days, but you don't give up. Hold on, fast, pray, read the word, stay focused, change the people that you are around. The company you keep sometimes will have you spinning. Will have you in loops. The company we keep. Sometimes our company we keep can make us better, and it can make us worse. They can take from you or add to you. They definitely, whether you believe it or not, they can. People can add to your life, and they can take from your life. And I don't mean physically like just taking still. I'm talking about like they can take your life. Stress, aggravation from people takes your life. So that's why I keep saying trust the process. Nobody wants to trust the process. It's hard. I know it is very hard, but you have to trust the process. Walk by faith and not by sight. Oh, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say that because you got this and you got that. Okay, I have materialistic things and I will drop it in a heartbeat. But at the end of the day, do you know what I had to go through? Do you know my story? No, a lot of people don't. That's why we're in the middle of doing other things. But my story is not that grand. My life, not that grand. Had to work for what we got. Sometimes didn't know how things were getting done, but when we trust the process, it pans out. Don't like the way it goes. Don't like what happens, but we have to continue to trust. So that's when I said the reality checks are needed. We're grateful for reality checks. When they come, accept them in whatever form they come in. Don't be stubborn. And sometimes when a reality check comes, it might not be that intention of the person sending it to you. But accept it. Be open to criticism. Be open to how I can be better. Be open to what I did to wound somebody. Be open to what I did to hurt somebody. So we don't walk around doing it over and over again. I can't be held accountable for something if I don't know what I did. So I need you to tell me where I hurt you. I need you to tell me when I said something wrong. I need you to tell me when I sound like I'm aggressive, when I sound short, when I sound mad. I can't hear me. Only you could. So tell me. And when someone tells you, take it and do better. Try to do better. Purpose in our hearts. Purpose in our lives. Purpose to do better. I think that's my husband. I can't see how my glasses on. But, hey, Jay. Welcome, Raymond. Hey, honey. Alfred. Is that you? I can't see. Welcome, those of you just joining in, but we're going to be leaving soon. But we were just touching base and talking about reality checks and how things can be one way or appear to be one way, but when someone brings it to your attention, try to adjust it to make it go better. You might think you're doing something good, and it might be, you know, this may be this and that may be that, but when people on the outside are looking in, they can give you a reality check of what they're perceiving for what you're doing. So I had a reality check yesterday, but that wasn't the attention for somebody that sent it to me and let me know, and I was just like, wow, I needed that reality check. So, you know, like I said, I spoke to a young girl today, you know, young woman, she's dealing with some, you know, the missing father reality check, but don't, it is what it is. You know, you keep thinking that things are going to change and it's not. So what do? We make it better. We do better, and we adjust it to make it fit for our lives. Stay focused. Keep praying. Keep reading the word of God. Keep trusting God. Keep fasting. Things will work out. I love you all. Stay encouraged. Trust the process on this day that the Lord has made. Love you. Chris Spear here.